6,000 before. I set it now to 6,500 for now. And let's finally get started. Hi everybody. Okay, unexpected graphics problems here. Well, I'm pretty sure that these problems will be solved in the future. I could imagine that this graphics problem we had a couple of minutes before was also tiered to the early access version of that game. So we do have a very simplified ship setup to work against here. We don't have oxygen to work with, so we're not going to starve. Salvage deposit accepted. That's the word. We're not going to die because we're running out of oxygen here. So I know the game from a much harder perspective, so we're going to salvage that little ship here. It's one of my favorite games that has entered early access a while ago, and I really am looking forward to the newer versions here, like a ton. So, let's shred that little shippy down. With that new version, also all the old save files got purged, so everybody now has to work from anew. And in its core, Shipbreaker is a physics puzzle game, so we have to salvage these ships, and we have to take care that we don't kill ourselves while doing so. There's lots of funny things that are trying to kill you. With this beginner ship, not so much. This beginner ship is a lot simplified. We don't even have to decompress the ship. Usually you have to remove the ship pressure before you can do anything. So I guess we have to salvage enough until we have these 850 points in the corner up there filled up. Oh, there's not even a thruster in that ship? My god. Who did design that piece of junk?
I see some potential fire hazards in there,
fire.
so watch out, Cutter. Be careful not to cut or bump oxygen tanks, fuel tanks, or fuel lines. If there are flammable objects nearby, those flames can spread pretty quick like.
Yeah, that's our friend Weaver. He's kind of like our trainer in that situation. Alrighty. So, am I even able to bring those nacelles onto the barge without tethers? I have no clue. Yeah, it seems so. Okay. So we get a tutorial ship now to start with. I like that. A lot of players didn't like the fact that that at first you had time pressure. Here we don't have any time pressure with that career mode. We just can dismantle that ship at our own pace. I personally don't like that too much. Like, I like the time pressure on it, because that makes the game more challenging to work against the clock and such things. But I guess to all who are new to the concept, this is quite cool. So the nacelles are really heavy things, 780 kilo. It's a lot harder to move them than it is with other stuff, but we can move them. Later we get better tools to move these things. Moving them like that is just, well, obnoxious. But obviously the game wants me to do it like that. Okay, let's, I have no clue how I'm supposed to get the rear section of the ship into the processors without tethers. Woo. Well, let's not think about that too much. Alright, instead, let's get those things into the barge. So how's everybody today? I hope you had a great day today. To me it was a little bit of a stressful day. The last RimWorld episode I recorded today did take me 2 hours for 30 minutes of video. It was pretty brutal. What's new in this version? Well, It has now a story mode, and there were several things mentioned in the patch notes, but I didn't really look it up yet. So possibly we get some new ships, but I don't want to be too excited to begin with. Hey, sir, no. But the story mode seems to be the big addition to the game here. So with new NPCs and stuff like that, when you're creating your new save file, you also have a few new disturbing story elements to greet you.
I need you to head back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your O2.
Oh, we are actually working with O2 here. It's just no longer displayed at the spot where it was originally. Ah, there we go. Okay. So probably the time? No, I don't see any clock. Okay. We're just going to head over here. It's a little bit framey when I'm melting stuff. Lots of particles. My god. That's so sad. Yeah, I always had problems with the PC performance on that game. Basically, the more parts start to move in this game, the worse it gets. Especially the furnaces here are really extreme killers in terms of performance. Let's see, maybe there's something I can still change, but I already am running on lowest settings, so nope. Really hope that they are working on these things in the future, because, well, my rig usually doesn't have these problems. And as far as I can tell, this seems to be very much a software problem. Maybe I'm wrong though, I don't know. But I got the feeling like it's not my computer. Much more like the game has some, well, issues there. Always had that feeling though.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
But after all, this is game version 040, so maybe I'm just a little bit too demanding here. Could possibly the case. Possibly be the case. Oh my god. Talking is difficult.
Count credit applied.
So let's dismantle that cockpit and see where it gets us. I really want to get rid of these super easy ships as quick as possible, because I want my tethers back. Like, working without tethers is feeling so super bad. I mean, I do get it that they don't want beginners to have to work with too complicated elements, but seriously, tethers are not complicated, tethers are love, tethers are life.
Credits transferred.
Alright. Space games always interest you. Well, that game is one of my favorites. It has a very, very gritty atmosphere, and it's a 3D puzzle game at the same time, where you have to dismantle these ships without killing yourself. And that's all combined with a nice gritty space western theme. Like, yeah, they really capture the flair really good, and I had a lot of fun with Shipbreaker from the moment I started. So now the rear section here is actually ready to be picked up. Oh, look at that. There's the fuel tanks. Maybe we can dislodge them somehow. Alrighty. Hey, Yorin. You don't like space games at all? Okay. So, okay, we can dislodge it. That's good. So, with these oxygen tanks, you really have to be careful. They love to explode. When you bump them into something hard, they just explode into your face. Just like that. Okay, and the rest of that has to go into the processor. I don't see any hope, though, to get it with my tools into the processor, but let's just try it anyways. Maybe I can. Usually I'll use tethers later that do the job for me. But, yeah. Seems like we have to do it the old-fashioned way here. And tethers are strings you can attach to something which are pulling things towards directions. No Man's Sky, oh man. No Man's Sky has so many new updates.
You got 5 minutes left in this shift.
Oh, there is a... Ah, the time is now on the right side of the panel. Ah, okay, silly me. We still have that time pressure from the get-go. That's good. So, we actually managed to get that aft section into the processor. Luckily, the processor and the furnace have some kind of suction on their own, so if you would stand too close to them, they would suck me in and kill me, eventually. So... Alrighty. Let's get in there. Do I already have the split saw? Yes, I do. This is our go-to tool for situations like these, where you can melt down several connectors at once. Okay. But yeah, the game gets choppy for me as well at times. But that has always been the case. Get in there! Oh man, it's so ungrateful, such ungrateful work to do that without tethers.
Cutter, make your way back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your O2. Blue Ranger's coming. Trust me on this. Weaver out.
Wow, this is taking so long unnecessarily. Get in there. Alright. Let's break. So now I have to buy some new O2 even though the shift is only a few seconds longer. Tell you what, we're going to end our shift here and restart from anew. So you start out with an insane debt of $1.25 billion for being a space, for turning into a shipbreaker, and your job is to break down ships and pay back your debts. That's basically it. Yeah, of course, O2 low, please buy more. The whole joke behind this concept is that your corporation you're working for is absolutely despicable and... well... they're really horrible people. They're really, really horrible people.
Cutter, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce you to the rest of the crew in our sector today. Sound off, everyone.
Hey, Rook. Name's Lou. I was the worm until you showed up, so thank you. Now I get to do the hazing.
Come on, Lou. What are you talking about? We don't do that. Welcome aboard and don't listen to her. I'm Dee Dee.
I'll leave these cutters the word for now.
I'm Kaito.
Kai? I think your mic's still messed up.
How about now?
Better.
Ah, hey. I'm Kaito. Kai.
Mic's still busted, huh?
Yeah, still waiting on the wreck to get approved.
Heaven forbid they give us functional gear.
Alright, Lou, I'm sure they're working on it as fast as they can. Anyway, Cutter, I've just added you to the official sector comms channel. It gets lonely out here, so don't hesitate to check in with each other from time to time. Alright, that's enough chin-wagging. Let's get back to it. Talk to you soon, Cutter. Weaver out.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Later, Rook.
So when we played that game for the first time, there was only the Weaver NPC. These other people, they are now new to the squad, and it feels quite good. They're fleshing out the game more and more. I really like that. Alright, so we got the outer hull of the ship now in the processor. Let's go for the more complicated parts. Well, you always get more O2 from these guys. You never will receive no O2 because that would be inhumane. It just gets added to your debt. You know? They always sell to you, no matter if you have money or not. It just adds up to your debt. It's a certain form of slavery system that's promoted here, but it's also not too, well, I consider it a quite cheeky social criticism. And I feel like they're doing quite a good job with that. Alright, now we got that all loosened. Now we can get in there and just push that panel into the processor. Big chunks of nanocarbon. It's good for our diet. A healthy nanocarbon diet, you know. Keeps the Shipbreaker strong and healthy. Gotta say, this is among my favorite titles there, because as much as I love to build stuff, I also love to destroy stuff, and this game gives you a method of destroying stuff in a really, really creative way. I consider it as one of the most creative game concepts that I've seen in the past couple of years, and that's really cool. Like, there's right now, I don't know how many ship designs there are, a couple of those. I think it was 4 or 5 different ships that are right now available. And this is still the early works. I think this game has really high potential to get far once it's completely done. I want my tethers! I don't know why they're doing this. Every more experienced player must be feeling horrible. I know. Especially since I'm wasting time here. Moving panels like that is just not what you're supposed to do. But as far as I see it, I don't have tethers unlocked yet. So here we have, for the first time, the problem that something gets attracted by the unholy furnace. The furnace's suction is quite heavy, and I don't want to fight against that. We're destroying that piece of nanocarbon, but the struggle to work against the forces there is too much, especially without the proper tools.
Valuable component incinerated. Penalty has been applied.
Yep, that's what I said. They're punishing me for working with this with such scrappy tools. Unfair.
Reserves are low. Note that excess carbon dioxide can cause damage to Link's equipment.
There you have it. Excess carbon dioxide can damage Link's equipment. In case you didn't know, I don't own any of the gear. It's just leased to me. I have to pay rent every friggin' day that I work here. They changed the user interface a lot. Ah, here's the meter per second value. Okay.
Oxygen reserves are critical. Affordable oxygen supplies are available for free.
So they are tethers. What happens if I buy them?
Have a nice day.
I can't buy them. That's what's happening. Alright. So sad. At least I can still grapple myself towards things. So I really want to salvage the cockpit area before I go. because that's going to be a lot of money too. I got the slight feeling that I have to go through a complete ship like that before I am... I need to get myself to a new certificate level before I get to upgrade my gear. That's a decision that I don't approve. But well. Promise you guys, tossing stuff like that will be easier in the future. It's just horrible like that, but at least this gives me a feeling of upgrading myself later. Alright. Just giving shoves to move that object into the correct direction. Okay, so there's now only the frame, the hull left. Let's see if we can move that somehow into the furnace without breaking myself. Oh, wait a sec.
Valuable object processed.
Shouldn't there also be data drives or something like that? Well, not seeing any. Oh, we can salvage the poster. Let's do that. Maybe I get to keep it. Well, that ship is pretty donezo. Let's cut some aluminum panels. Let's cut some aluminum panels. There we go. Smaller parts are easier movable into the furnace. But honestly, let's be done for today.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
Alrighty. There's not much left of that ship. Well, with the correct gear, I would have been able to manage the whole ship in one go. But sadly, we are not allowed to use new equipment, so let's just grab a new ship. Have I seen the Leviathan DLC for EU4? I only saw the massive shitstorm it created. That's something I saw, but... Well, EU4 is a game, I'd love to play it, but, you know, I'm still waiting for Paradox to sponsor me the €300 worth of DLCs and everything. So, just kidding. I don't think Paradox Interactive will notice me at any point in the near future. So, we get to dislodge this ship to begin with. Seems like there's now an auto lock on onto stuff like the antennae. That was not a thing back in the former versions. Well, I don't know. I personally feel like the gamers behind that are also really, really rude. Like, generally, I felt like lately the gaming community has grown very, very demanding towards the developers.
Electrical damage.
Don't you worry, it's all fine. Nothing bad happened. Nothing bad happened. No, it didn't scare me or anything. No, not at all. It's just another day at work. Well, honestly, the thing is, I agree with Paradox's policy a lot, honestly. If you want quality games, they cost money. You can't dish out a $40 game and expect to be super successful with that forever. I do approve their DLC policy because they do have outstanding products for that. What I don't approve though is releasing a unfinished product like the Leviathan DLC, which is bug-ridden like that. They deserved some of that problem there, but overall, well, I do understand why they work like they work, and I don't think it's that shameful or anything. Hi, Winmanen. But I'm okay if people agree to disagree with me there. Honestly. That's just fine. But I personally feel like a extensive DLC policy on its own is not bad as long as there's really value in the content. You have to pay your developers, after all, a monthly wage. You have to pay them a good monthly wage, or other development studios come and just take those workers from you. There's a lot of things you have to keep in mind when you're running a business. It's not as easy as it looks like. Ugh. But there's also the level of company greed, which just is not cool anymore. Headset had died? Ah, your headset had died. And for a moment I was afraid mine did. I think I just tossed that thing into the wrong direction. Yeah, it's marked red. Whoops. Silly old me. I had so much trouble getting it out of there that I was completely confused about the whereabouts where I have to toss it then. Now, let's get the thruster cap. We don't hate Paradox, we just want to have a chat. Well... yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm following the Stellaris community a bit, and I gotta say, what I read there when they released the new DLC, the new Nemesis DLC, was... well, I don't know, it was borderline pathetic, because people were just arguing about game mechanics not working as they did before, because they... well, it was a upgrade from version 2.x to version 3.0, and surprise, most of these changes have been announced, and oh my god, our super abusing population strategies from way back when are not working when we're playing the game on the highest difficulty, with super exceeding difficulty levels on top of that, as we were used to before. It's broken now, Paradox. You broke the game! I was like, are you guys kidding me? Are you really just angry that you're not able to play the game on the maximum difficulty from the get-go? And you're angry that your old strategies are not working anymore? That was a highlight of mean gamers in the past few months, I gotta say.
Asphyxiation can lead to missed salvage quotas.
So, now we got that. So let's grab some oxygen, shall we? I hope that I'll be able to get on certificate level 4 with that shift. But I gotta say, I feel like the gaming community nowadays is quite spoiled as well. I come from a generation where you were just happy if you were buying a game and it was, first of all, running on your computer. It was already amazing if the game was actually running on your computer, then you felt like you were among the blessed few. And then, when there were bugs or really bad game-breaking things, you were really happy when there was a gaming magazine you could buy that had a CD attached to it, which actually had a patch for that game. Sometimes we had to wait 3 to 6 months for a game to be patched. And nowadays people are breaking sweat when a game is not being patched in less than a week. That's, you know, standards. Standards have changed. Gamers are super demanding nowadays. The community is way more demanding than it was a couple of decades ago. I mean, that's basically normal, but I feel like sometimes there's a little bit much of a demand going on. No, 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 not in the furnace, not in the furnace. Oh man, I want my tethers. Seriously. Why are they doing this? If anybody from Focus Interactive sees that, please give experienced players the option to get their tethers sooner. I want my tethers back. This is not the way how it's fun to play the game. I emphasize it that much because, honestly, this gives you a wrong impression of the game here right now. Because moving large parts of the ship is a lot less stressful than it actually looks like right now. Once you're a little bit deeper in the game, that is. Well, I don't want to talk too mean about people having their standards about games, though, Cerno. To some degree, I feel like it's good to have to want a solid quality after all. Like first, like when I'm saying to some degree, Paradox deserves the shitstorm to a degree because I've read really harsh stuff about the bugs that the new Universalis patch has triggered. Sometimes things are just a little bit off the scales. Alrighty. So we're only a few MP away from the next level, whatever MP is standing for. That's a new system, it wasn't around when I started out with the game. So I really have to try it when I'm recording that game if the FPS is that choppy as well, or if it's just the streaming having that issue. Because I do realize the FPS drops myself there now. But like I said before, that game was always a little bit like that. As soon as there are too many particles flying around, the game has problems, and you can blast every piece of that ship into tiny bits, which are influenced by gravity after all. So that's putting quite a strain on the computer as well.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Got about 5 minutes left in this shift, Cutter. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Alrighty.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Looks like we're on a good way though. Those small objects yield a lot of points.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
I really gotta say, I would encourage every beginner of the game to skip past salvaging too large portions of the ship while you're not able to get tethers. Alright. Enter Hab to rank up. Will do.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
There we go. Let me in. The good thing is mobility will be upgraded later too. So, we are now a beginner. Wonderful.
License level increased.
New license level. Congratulations, you are now qualified to handle electrical hazards during salvage. Thank you. for a new mackerel ship class. Okay. And please tell me that I can upgrade my gear now. Awesome. So first off, cutter here, grapple. Tether module. Shut up and take my links tokens. There we go. And now we're going to continue salvaging that ship. And then we're going to have finally real fun with that game.
Hey Rook, pinging you on a closed channel. If our crew ever gets to mingle face to face, we should crack some beers and share what we do when we get out of the red and start actually making profit from salvaging. Hard to figure when anyone's gonna hit that point though. Weaver's been at this 20 years, but he slipped back into debt thanks to foreman training. DT sends most of her money back home to New Manila. Transfer goes through links, of course, and the fees are huge. Kaito, well, he's a good person, but just hasn't really taken to the work. He's been warned that he's a low burner. And me? I'm trying to get there as fast as I can. Once I hit 0, I'm gonna work maybe another year or 2 and just bank it all. All I want is enough to get one of those mining skips for belt running. Still so many rich rocks along the frontier line. Eventually hire some friends, fly back on the Iris platforms above Mars. So many good folks who just can't get work. Don't know when that'll be though. Every time I think I'm earning at a steady clip, the company finds another fine or fee to slap on. Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. Happy cutting. Blue out.
Wow, that sounds depressive. That sounds like corporate slavery.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright. So now we're going to do this a tad bit more effective. Oh, well, whatever. So the cockpit section, the last time we moved that was just a pain. Oh, I am not there yet, am I? Whoops. We need to loosen the... Can also grab a hold of the ship hull there to slow yourself down. Due to inertia, you have always find some way to lower your speed. Because you're not braking, you're not lowering your speed naturally in space. I really love how gravity feels in this game. Floating around and all these things are really, really feeling good. It's one of my favorite parts about this game that, well, these ships give you that claustrophobic feeling sometimes. Okay, tethers. Look at the tether go! We slap one on it, and then the tether does the magic all on its own. So that's how you dismantle ships. I really don't know why they are torturing new players like that. Because seriously, it's not that hard to use it. Even somebody who's pretty green and new to the game can understand that you're just connecting the green line to where you want to put the ship part, and then the tether makes go. Seriously. I really hope that they don't keep that version like that to begin with, because really, I felt a little bit... this felt really, really bad to begin with. But now we have the tethers, and now everything is fine. I think the next time I'll do that, or if I'm doing a beginner's clip for that, I will just emphasize to only haul the stuff you have the tools for. Maybe it was only me going wrong at it and trying to bite off more than I can chew. Tether time! I like that. Gotta say, this is really, really, really one of my favorite games. And I'm so happy. I was so happy when I heard that the new update is hitting town today. Because it's yet another of these games that I only stopped playing because early access wasn't not providing enough gameplay. But
Salvage secured.
there we go.
Credits departed. Ship teardown complete. Cutter account credited.
So we have ranked on max level or something like that. Okay. So that's how you dismantle a ship while having fun with it. And most of that stuff is all furnace wear, so we're going to get it to a better angle there.
Warning. Your oxygen reserves are dropping below
Yeah, there we go.
Cutter, looks like you used your last tether. Head on over to the kiosk if you need more.
Alright, let's see if I need more. Well, let's do it anyways. Or wait a sec. Just want to check if the tether is lasting long enough to toss it into the furnace, but it's looking good. There we go. We're not immediately dying when the oxygen is running out,
Contact
so...
your plan administrator to add asphyxiation coverage.
Bye-bye, ship. Has been fun with you. There we go. Now it starts processing.
Material deposited.
Now that's efficiency. Lynx would be proud of me. Now we gained 784k out of that ship. And let's get started on a higher level. Or at least try to. Oh, a new sticker. Here. Crack one open, I see. So stickers are things you can put on your gear. So here. Now we have a beer sticker on it. Now, let's see, can I already upgrade those? Rank 30. Okay, there were only 9 ranks when I started with the game. Or 10. So... there have been really large changes here. I dig that. Okay, now let's see. Ship catalog. We have now Hazard level 3. Wonderful. Exolab mackerels. Let's get in there. I'm not used to that yet. Alrighty.
How you holding up there, Cutter? Seems like you're getting a knack for it. Trust me, when you get well versed in the art of shipbreaking, it becomes a joy to show up to the yard each day. Ain't a trade like it. Dancing between the ribs of a ship, spitting heat, dose-it-doing with a 10-ton panel, taking a breather to gaze out at the rest of the human race buzzing in the distance. Can you tell I miss it? Hey, it's alright. Helping you all get there as near as good. Ah, dang it. I got corporate ringing me. Good luck out there, Cutter. Talk to you again soon. Weaver out.
Well, I don't know what to think about Weaver. To some degree, he sounds like that happy old chap who's throwing you the rope, but to some degree, he's also kind of spooky, gotta say. There we go.
Salvage secured.
What are these things? High gain antenna. Ah, I see. Amplifiers. Lots of new parts showing up here. Can't remember that kind of mackerel design yet. Can't remember I saw that.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Well, I never played U4, so can't really say anything about that. It does look like a game I really, really, really would like to have, though. But, I did forget that thought because of the extreme high costs involved with that. One day, when money ain't that much of an issue anymore, probably, but still far away from that point. Alright, let's cut away the amplifiers. I'm not looking too deep into Paradox interactive content as well, because that's really high contested land, if you get my idea. As a content creator, it's really hard for me to grab a foothold there, because the community has already the people they love their content to watch. Like, for example, I feel like maybe it will be harder for everybody now who wants to do ACS content than before, now that I'm so friggin' dominant there. I don't know if that's already the case, but I could imagine that that's how it's working. But I certainly hope that's not the case, because I really like diversity. Alright. Melting down the door. Oh, there's a flammable crate behind that door. How reassuring. Alrighty. So here I want to be really careful not to laser into things that can go boom. Why are we not able to... Okay. Somehow I can't just break myself through the floor there, or rip out the bottom panel like I'm used to with mackerel ships. Let's get in there and see how how it looks like here. Ah, this one is budging though. Good. So here we go. Being able to tether these things makes everything so much easier to work around. Wow, I had no clue how much I would be missing the tethers if they were taken away from me, before they were taken away from me. Let's laser away the door. Well, I guess they are still earning a lot of money with that, Cerno. I mean, the only time EU4 is dirty cheap is when it's in sale. But every Paradox interactive content is pretty costly when it's not in sale. That's kind of like has tradition with these folks. Alright, we are running low on resources, so I really would love to have used those remaining 3 tethers, but, well, yeah, I tried to, but the problem is also that these guys, at least with Stellaris, are really, really fond of their content creators. They don't really want new content creators. I have the feeling like, that's okay. It's just a little bit sad because I love the whole Space Forex genre a lot, but, you know, it's not like that I not have enough work to do, so it's not like you can always select freely what you want to do when you're doing your job. It's also that way when you're a gamer, at least when you're trying to make gaming to your profession, like I do. I hope you guys are enjoying today's stream as much as I do. For me, it's one of the most enjoyable streams I've did in a long time. I don't know why, but I really love this game a lot. It has such a chill feeling for me. Oh, look at that. There's an antenna. So, seems like the research ships are yielding a lot more antennae and stuff like that. So, let's get back to the F section of that ship. Alright. Now, we're going to tether that thing over here. And then it was... what was the button to cancel tethers again? This one. So you can also cancel tethering. Like, you don't have to let them run for their entire duration. Well, whatever, we're going to use the cutter here. Split saw. This goes into the processor. Oh, dang. I think I just did a grave mistake there. That whole thing goes into the processor, so it was totally unnecessary to cut out that cross-shaped thing. Okay, I'll remind myself the next time. What's that? Electric cables. They are new. Haven't seen them ever before. There's now power cells here. Okay, now we're talking business. The ships are growing to be a little bit more complicated. I like that. Alright, so I'd say... wait a sec, what's that? Food packs. Let's rip out that light, it's blinding me. And also, let's pick up a couple of these computer terminals. They should be among the most valuable things in that ship.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
There we go.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Okay then.
Salvage gains observed.
Okay. Oh, there's a table. They really upgraded the detail level of these ships a lot. I like that. So as we see here, we ignited the bag of potato chips. It's now slowly burning.
Cutter, there's 5 minutes remaining in this shift. Get in while the getting's good. We wrap.
Let's get rid of that burning scrap there. Oh my god, that's a lot of computer terminals.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
You can also use tethers to put things together. Let's show you what I mean. Like, for example, you can also use the tethers here to string the computer terminals together, so you don't have to
Deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
do that this often. For example, you can do something like that. And now they do this.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright, I like what I see here so far.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Let's get rid of that piece here. That's a big aluminum panel. Since I'm running low on CO2 anyways, I felt like I wanted to go a little bit more crazy with the tethering here. Because the kiosk does provide me with maximum amount of tethers, no matter if they are used up or not. Here we go. Oh, wait a second. Tethers. Oh yeah. So, for me, the new update is a really, really great experience. The game is much more fun than before, honestly. At least from my standpoint. Let's get into the ship's hull here. I have no clue how we're going to be working with with these electric cables. Let's just hope. Okay, they do get wrecked by the... Okay. They produce electricity. Okay. So, using the split saw in the vicinity of electric cables is something I need to be more careful around. That's nice. When I started with that game, it had way too many little issues, problems to work around. And now the game is full of little obstacles you have to carefully maneuver around with your tools. I really like that. I really, really like that.
Processing valuable object.
So, I guess the, yeah, the cable junctions are holding the cables together. What I want to do next with the other section of the ship is I want to try out how much the cables are actually worth. Because, you know, in our times, cables are worth something. Copper is a valuable material, after all. We only have 1 minute left in that shift, so
Time is winding down, Cutter. Dig deep
let's
and
creep
let
in
it
there
finish strong.
and see what's happening when we get rid of these cable junctions. There we go. And put them into the furnace. So, let's deposit a electrical unit there still to add something to the value. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Like now we have rising rewards for scrapping your ships really carefully, and that's really cool. So, let's run out the shift timer like that. You don't need to get back to the hab, or, well, you didn't need to. Let's see if it's different now. Alright, we gained 2 million this shift. It's a different thing, and let's see. Electric cables were really not worth it. Okay. Mastery points. That's what MP is standing for, I see. Alrighty. So, as far as I see, there's nothing we can buy with our points here. Well, let's continue salvaging that thing. But what I do realize is that the new story mode is slowing down my progression tremendously. That's what I don't like too much. Like, I'm gaining so many points there, which I can't spend right now, and that's, well, feels a little bit unnecessary, honestly. So, if those cables are only worth a couple of $1,000, I'd rather leave them in the ship and toss them in the processor. So, there we go. The only good reason not to put them into... Or, well, no. The only thing they're doing is stopping me from using the split saw as much as I want to. That's their main function right now. The cables, I mean. I do appreciate that.
Accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
So, is there anything in that area here I want to keep? No, okay. Let's put a second tether on it to get these things transported away safely. Okay. So there's still the cockpit section left. And lots of electrics here. So here, that seems to be a good angle. We can remove a whole panel here still, okay. There we go. Let's tether them together though. Let's see how good that works. Yeah, good enough.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Okay then. What's that? Oh, there's another barge. And we reached Salvage Goal 3. So... let's plunder that cockpit. Can't wait to get to the more challenging ships. Because right now, most of the really challenging parts of the game are disabled. Like, there has been no reactor core yet, no pressure, no, no fuel pipes. All the juicy parts are not there yet. Oh, that's okay. Alright, let's pick up this section of the ship and put it into the...
Get yourself over to the kiosk to buy some more.
And run out of tethers. Here we go. Can't wait to upgrade the range of my grappling hook, because this way you can move a lot faster.
Welcome to Vintage 9000. Thank you for your purchase.
Alright, there we go. Let's plunder that cockpit, and then we're done with that ship. Alrighty, so, well, didn't manage to get the whole ship in one shift, but that's pretty difficult, especially with all those small parts inside there.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Paradox has retired Imperator Rome. Well, I never played those, but I've heard people talking very, very fondly of those.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
I do like that new mastery point system. I mean, it even rewards me for tossing these lights. No, it doesn't reward me for a lamp. Okay. Okay, now that's done.
Credits deposited.
Let's toss that thing into the processor. Let's waste all the tethers we got. How many tethers? All the tethers, and then get back home. No, not all the tethers. But basically, the more tethers you put on something, the stronger the pull grows. So with larger objects, sometimes you just need more tethers than that. Alrighty, there we go. Another 1.1 million and a couple of mastery points and a slowly forming cramp in my hand. Oh no. Okay. Let's take a new ship. Let's take the higher difficulty light cargo one. The research type was quite fun. Let's see if we can get a promotion out of that ship. Shouldn't be that hard. So there we go. So this type now has these rails that are obstructing your way. Later, we're also not going to be able to get these nacelles just away from the ship like that. It's going to be a lot harder as well. But I do like how the game teaches you bit by bit the ropes of the trade. They do that really good.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
So, let's tether these. Nacelles are really, really valuable parts. Check out their mastery points. 60.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Can't wait to be able to store more tethers at once. Good, we got that away. Let's move on here.
Salvage
Take the
deposit
thruster
accepted.
cab.
Credits transferred.
Well, I really wonder what would happen if I get at 0 debt. I didn't try it with the old version, but
Credits deposited.
I mean, there should be something happening there. Alrighty,
Salvage secured.
let's get into the insides of the ship. I got only 6 tethers left. What a shame. Alright, I always like to start with the plate that's facing towards the barge. Due to obvious reasons. So what do we have here? Data banks.
Salvage secured.
I really love how there's so much space junk to be salvaged here. The ships are growing more and more in details as well. Like when I started out with that game, the detail level with the cargo on those ships was way less creative. Oh,
Credits
it's
awarded.
not. Yeah. We got to be very, very careful because these soft crates, they are highly flammable.
Salvage deposit
There's fabric on that ship.
transferred.
My god. Whoever put fabrics on that ship was a madman. Let's remove those. Can't move that packet. Okay, can't move that packet either. Okay. Well, sir, no, I certainly like that version. The devs find your house and say thank you for finishing our game. Yeah.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Okay.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Just like you would expect from a cargo ship, there's lots of cargo to be salvaged. I like that.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
And let's tether that thing into the storage there. And keep moving. Alright, we're already in the aft section of the ship. Mackerels are just really small ships.
Credits deposited.
I mean,
Salvage gained. Credits
somehow already in the name, but... Okay then, we're going to sever the rear section of the ship right away. I feel like there's no reason not to. Alrighty. So we're running low on oxygen, that's why I'm trying to speed up my attempts of using as many tethers as possible in a short amount of time.
processing valuable objects.
So here we go, and successfully spent my last tethers before flying back to the ship. I'm proud of myself. I really like how the auto-targeting selects the nearest point to grab a hold of in the vicinity. That's really cool. Oxygen, these thingies. Alright. So we already got that. Zoom in towards the ship. And...
Deposit not accepted.
oh yeah. This one. Looks like, yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those things you have to sever from the outside. And annoyingly, it goes into the barge. Zap. Okay. It's that.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Alright, we're definitely reaching the next certificate level this run. We got 8 minutes left there. A while ago I did a speedrun video about this ship type where I managed to get the whole thing in 15 minutes.
Credits transferred.
So, I'm quite fond of the ship type here. Alrighty, now we got all that. Let's get into the guts of the ship. Since we have removed the aft section, we now can get in there and laser away the cut points there. Now get just there. And let's see, is that now one piece or no, it's not getting it together as one piece. Alrighty. We should just tether from that spot then.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Here we go. And just like that, we get that whole ship into the processor. Quite quickly. I feel like the game has a very satisfying way of rewarding you for knowing what you're doing. it feels really very, very rewarding to grow faster and faster with this game, gotta say. Alright, we can already rank up, so... You know what? Screw this shift. Screw this ship too. We're going to have a beer and party about the promotion. So they promoted me to a beginner. Let's see what they're going to promote me next. Scrub. Speedrunning breaking a ship is a new one. Well, there's actually a game mode for that, the race mode, which is exactly that, where people get the same ship, and it's a tournament who scraps the ship in the quickest time with the most credits earned. So we're now a novice. Hooray! +1 handheld utility grapple on upgrades unlocked. Okay. Ooh. We unlocked our first javelin now. So we also can salvage reactors now. Civilian cargo ships are unlocked now too. Let's see, what can we upgrade? The Stinger range, the grapple range. The scanner can be upgraded. Well, no, I can't upgrade anything because I don't have the necessary links tokens. Oh, what a shame. Now, we did unlock... What did I press? Certainly not what I wanted. Now let's that's not what I ordered, thank you. So
Hey again, Rook. Just wanted to say, I'm impressed with how quick you're picking things up. Not sure what kind of work you've done before, but you're a natural cutter. You probably noticed Lynx doesn't exactly take great care of us. I don't blame them. They don't really have a reason to. Up until about 100 years ago, workers like us would make groups called unions and fight for better wages and safer work and decent hours.
Is this woman crazy? She wants to put up a workers' union against something like Lynx? She's dead meat.
Lynx was actually key in getting rid of all that. But there's a group of shipbreakers now trying to bring back the idea of a union. Change things for the better. Did you know that Lynx keeps your DNA even if you leave? Or that those hull panels you get 10 credits for are resold for 1,000 apiece? That's the kind of thing they want to change. Anyway, it's all hush-hush, of course, and Lynx sums it out right quick. But I see that you're a good person and a hard worker, and they're gonna use you up and you'll get naught for it. So I hope you don't mind, but I signed you up for the union newsletter.
Hey Joe, well, I'm having a blast here with that game. You're booking holiday stuffs. Where does it go to?
Just want you to have the info. I was glad someone gave it to me when I was new.
Yeah, I was taking the opportunity to follow my my pleasures here while we had a little cutscene there. So, unread messages. Yeah, that's crazy. Only staycation going on this adventure activities holiday with the family. I hope it's going to be fun for you. I mean, I'd be more than happy to do any vacation at this point. We're kind of like suffering from a cabin fever here. But, well, so, heavy cargo. Let's go for a heavy cargo macro. I see. Well, a lot of holiday plans got stomped by COVID. Just can't wait for my vaccine shot and get back to kind of a normal activity life again.
Morning, Rook. Oh, forgot to give you a pretty hot tip. You know all those supplies you can buy at the kiosk? You know, O2, patch kits, fuel, that kind of thing? You can actually scrounge a lot of that stuff for free from the ships.
No, yeah, I
Come
know that.
on, Lou. You know that's against regs.
It's not a big deal.
It's also not safe. Nor sanitary.
Come on, what?
You know how long that stuff's been floating around in all that grime and dust?
There's space-grade sealed weaver.
Probably well past their expiry date.
Okay, well, it's not like corporate around here cares too much about our well-being, does it?
Look, Lou, I need you to try to follow the rules now. Here.
Yeah, sure thing, boss. Catch you later, Rook. Blue out.
Cutter, I encourage you not to huff any old oxygen can you find. But if you do, please just monitor your vitals after. And for God's sakes, don't eat anything you find. Alright, have a productive shift.
Yeah, I do like how the characters now play with the lore and stuff like that. It's really feeling good.
Credits transferred.
Good night, Cerno. Happy that you were sticking around that long tonight. Enjoyed your company a lot. Sleep well, mate. Oh yeah, we got the first thruster module right now, and
Salvage
I
secured.
feel like my my hardware is kind of damaged. We have distortions here. Maybe the last electric shock was a little bit much. Is that a body bag? No, it's an asteroid shard. Never seen these before. Okay. Let's laser out the bottom plate.
Caution. Tether supplies running low.
So, what I do also notice it seems like... Wait a sec, did I already use that many tethers?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Can't remember that I did. So... Asteroid shards, friggin' heavy? And meant for the furnace. Let's check out what they do. Boom. Very small, very heavy items. I like that. Yeah, that's just what you would expect from a ship like that. Oh yeah. So let's pull that out of the ship. And after that, tether that into the furnace. This is really cool because the furnace was like not really a place you used too much in the game before the newest update hit town. Like many times I didn't even bother tossing stuff into the furnace because 90% of the action were happening with the processor and the barge, and giving us stuff like asteroid shards and things that... Yeah, I like that. The devs were constantly improving this game, and it's really, really noticeable. Oh, there's a fuel tank there. Okay. There's another friggin' heavy asteroid shard. Well, it's that, a titanium panel. So, can I repair that stuff? Let's see. Oh, there's an fuel tank on the outside of the ship. Haven't seen these ever before either. So the devs also have moved the game more and more to towards a procedural level generator, and it means like every heavy cargo mackerel, for example, has kind of like the same layout, but at the same time there are different iterations of itemizations spawning there, and therefore you always get a bit of a different gaming experience there, which is something I really, really approve. Let's oh no, it was... Oh dang, I tethered the computer to that. Oh no. I destroyed the computer. Oh, so sad. Or wait a sec. You know what? These distortions, they are going away when I'm closer to the, or they're occurring when I'm closer to the meteorite shards. So, good night, Joe. Well, don't worry. Thanks for lurking, man.
Oxygen level.
I know that you're always around when you have the time.
Thank you for your purchase. Have a nice day.
So I really don't mind if you take your time off. I mean, like I mentioned before, this game is a lot of fun for me, and I don't mind if nobody's here really responding or interacting. We're going to have some RimWorld tomorrow again. Nighty night. So you guys can go crazy there again. The only thing I really feel sorry about or sad about is that it takes us so long to get to new content for me. But well,
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
but that's just okay. Can't wait for the first gecko to show up. I wonder what has changed for these.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
So the heavy cargo mackerel version
Accepted.
has a lot less cover on the hardware. Like, the interiors of the ship are easily enterable. Unlike the other ship types, I don't need to do anything there. No, it's the reactor core. That's what's interfering with my gear. Ah, oh, that's fun. Let's pull it right into the barge. Whoop. With the reactor core, you only have a limited window of time to
Credits deposited.
to put it somewhere, or you'll have a reactor meltdown. And I like to say a reactor meltdown is exactly as fun as it sounds like. Well, it's not really any horrible event or such, but it does destroy one of the juiciest parts of every ship. Because the power generators are basically like the
Count credit applied.
most valuable stuff in the ship. So let's set that out. Whenever you don't want your tether to be applied, just press Z or Y. I don't know if, how the configurations there are. It's Y, not Y. It's not Z. It just looks like that on my keyboard. But the default command for that is Y. Okay, now let's get rid of that part of the ship. Oh, there's fuel tanks to be recovered. Let's see, I want the other one too.
Credits transferred.
Let's pluck it off before it goes into the processor.
Salvage secured.
Okay.
Credits deposited.
Okay. Now, there's this asteroid shard. Really curious what these yield at the end of the shift.
Tether supplies are low.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
What's that? Is that heat piping or?
Alright, Cutter, you got 5 minutes left of this shift before they turn the
It's
lights
super
on.
heavy nanocarbons, but, well,
We're out.
there's no need to dislodge these manually because I always toss these elements completely into the processor anyways, so... Oh no. I just destroyed a couple of tethers for no reason at all. Okay. Whoops, that was not how to do it.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Let's pick up those fuel tanks.
Credits transferred.
Alright.
Salvage secured.
They don't yield any mastery points. Now that's unfair. That's unfair.
Reserves are low. Reminder, asphyxiation can lead to missed salvage bonus.
Okay. I'm so sad about those lost tethers there. I hope that was already enough to dislodge that one. Yes, it was. Nice. Alrighty.
Valuable object potion. Credits
There we
deposited.
go.
Oxygen reserves are critical.
No, my oxygen is just fine. Stop lying to me.
Coverage. Oxygen levels stabilizing.
There we go. Okay. Oh, there's an energy cell hidden in there. Cool. Let's be careful around that. Do not blow it up. It's like the split saw is always the faster tool, whereas the point cutter is, or however it's called, the stinger. Exactly, the stinger is the slower but the safer tool. Alright, there we are. Getting rid of all those panels. Yielding juicy money.
Object accepted for processing.
Why is that not dislodging? Weird. This should move, but it doesn't. Pretty sure I did forget
Down to the wire.
a connector somewhere, so
Salvage
don't want to bother with it too much though. Instead, salvage what I can here before the last minute runs out.
salvage gain.
Oh yeah, look at that. I even gained a tier 2 reward. Oh, let's check out the cockpit if there's anything inside there of value. Well, doesn't seem like there is. Sometimes there are items you can pick up there. Data drives. But they implemented the data drives way later in the story now.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Salvage
Okay.
deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Let's let the clock run down.
Salvage secured.
And I guess I'm going to shut down tonight's stream as well, because I'm already a little bit tired. It's midnight already over here, and... well, I thank everybody for the audience tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I did for sure. And see you all tomorrow, and goodbye, good night.